Time. It's what we measure with clocks. It's what keeps everything from happening all at once. But what is it really? We feel time moving forward, from past to present to future. Like a river, we flow with it. But what if our brains experience time differently than we think? What if our perception of time is more like a controllable movie than a relentless river? Imagine watching a movie. You see the events unfold in order, but the film itself, with all its scenes, already exists. Our brains might work similarly. They might experience time as a sequence of events, but they might also have access to information beyond this linear progression. Could this mean we have the ability to glimpse the future, even if just for a fraction of a second? Scientists are starting to think so. They are discovering that our brains are capable of extraordinary things that challenge our understanding of time itself. Get ready to dive into the fascinating world of neuroscience and quantum physics. We're about to uncover how your brain might be a reality-bending, time-traveling machine. Have you ever felt like you knew what was going to happen before it did? Maybe you dodged a ball that seemed to come out of nowhere, or guessed the punchline of a joke. We often dismiss these instances as mere coincidence. But what if they are glimpses into our brain's hidden potential? In a groundbreaking experiment, scientists measured brain activity while showing participants random images. Shockingly, the brain showed activity related to an image before it even appeared on the screen. This pre-stimulus response suggests our brains might be able to anticipate events before our conscious mind catches up. Imagine predicting a friend's call a second before it happens, or knowing when to swing for a home run before the pitcher even throws the ball. This isn't magic, it's science. Our brains are constantly processing information, even below our awareness. This information might contain subtle cues about the future, cues that our brain can use to make predictions. The future, it seems, might not be so set in stone after all. Let's dive into the world of quantum physics for a moment. Don't worry, we'll keep it simple. Imagine a tiny particle that can exist in two places at once. It's like flipping a coin, but the coin landing on both heads and tails simultaneously. This mind-bending concept is called superposition. Now imagine you decide whether or not to go to a party after the party is already over. Sounds impossible, right? That's the essence of the delayed choice quantum eraser experiment. In this experiment, scientists found that a particle's past behavior can be influenced by measurements made in the present. It's as if the particle knew how it would be measured in the future and acted accordingly. This bizarre quantum phenomenon suggests that time might not be as straightforward as we think. It might be more like a loop, where the past, present, and future are all interconnected. This opens up the tantalizing possibility that our brains, influenced by quantum effects, might be able to influence events in our perceived past. Think about how our memories work. They're not perfect recordings of the past. They're more like reconstructions, influenced by our emotions, beliefs, and even our present circumstances. We tell ourselves stories about our past, and these stories shape how we see ourselves and the world around us. What if our brains are not just passive recorders of time, but active editors? What if our consciousness, like a skilled film director, can tweak the narrative of our lives? This might sound like science fiction, but it has roots in a concept called postdiction. Our brains excel at finding patterns and making sense of the world. Postdiction suggests that our brains might use information from the present to adjust our perception of past events. This means that our current thoughts and feelings could actually be shaping our memories, subtly rewriting our personal history. Editing your past. It's not just for movies. Remember that embarrassing moment from your childhood? The one you wish you could erase from your memory? What if, in a way, your brain has already started to do just that? Postdiction suggests that our brains constantly refine and reinterpret our past experiences. This means that the awkward encounter you remember might not have happened exactly as you recall. Your brain might be downplaying your embarrassment, highlighting the humor of the situation, or even blending it with other similar memories. This isn't about deliberate deception. It's about our brain's amazing ability to create a cohesive and meaningful narrative of our lives. By editing our past, our brain helps us learn from our experiences and move forward with confidence. So, the next time you cringe at a past mistake, remember this. Your brain might already be working behind the scenes, subtly reshaping the memory into a more palatable and ultimately beneficial experience. Back to the future, the brain's feedback loop. Imagine a time machine that doesn't just travel through time, but actually changes the past, present, and future in a continuous loop. This is similar to how our brains might be operating. We receive information from our environment, process it, and then react. But our reactions also change the environment, creating a feedback loop that constantly influences our perception of time. Think about learning a new skill, like playing the guitar. At first, the strings feel awkward, and the chords sound clumsy. But as you practice, your brain adapts, making subtle adjustments to your movements and timing. This is the time feedback loop in action. Your brain constantly refines your perception of the present moment based on past experiences and future goals. This feedback loop is not limited to physical skills. It influences our thoughts, emotions, and even our sense of self. Our brains are constantly weaving together the threads of our past, present, and future, creating the tapestry of our lives. Life, the ultimate video game. Imagine playing a video game where your choices have real-time consequences. You make a decision and the game world reacts, presenting you with new challenges and opportunities. This interactive and dynamic experience is a lot like how our brains might be navigating through time. In this grand game of life, our brains are the players. We are constantly bombarded with information, and our brains must process this information, anticipate future events, and make decisions that shape our reality. Like a skilled gamer, our brains learn from past mistakes and adjust our strategies to achieve our goals. But here's the really cool part. Unlike a video game, where the rules are pre-programmed, our brains have the power to rewrite the code. We can choose to see challenges as opportunities, reframe negative thoughts, and ultimately design a reality that aligns with our deepest desires. Reality hacking, it's all in your head. For centuries, philosophers and scientists have grappled with the nature of reality. Is it fixed and objective, or is it fluid and subjective? The emerging field of neurophysics suggests that our brains might be far more powerful than we ever imagined. We might not be just passive observers of reality, but active architects, shaping our own experiences through the complex interplay of perception, memory, and anticipation. This concept of reality hacking might seem like science fiction, but it has profound implications. If our brains can influence the fabric of reality, then we have a responsibility to use this power wisely. By understanding the mechanisms of our own minds, we can learn to harness their power to create a brighter future, not just for ourselves, but for all of humanity. So, the next time you feel lost in the flow of time, remember this. You are not a leaf adrift on the river. You are the river itself, carving your own path through the landscape of reality. Embrace the power of your mind and start designing the future you desire.